This is Veronica and Sherma Adams. She was a housekeeper. She went into her employer's house, Richard James' house, and she stole jewelry. Now, she knew well enough to take that jewelry to the pawn shop, like the consignment and thrift store. And she got rid of the jewelry that she stole. But Richard James knew that this woman was the only one in her house, and she called the police, and the police picked up Sherma Adams, and she confessed that she took the jewelry. She had jewelry of her own. She doesn't know why she took the jewelry. She's begging for forgiveness from the Richard James person that hired her and who didn't do any background, because she was recommended by a friend and she trusted the friend. So she hired Sherma to come into her house to clean it. She's begging for forgiveness and she's scared because now she's going off to prison. She will be sentenced on July 25th, 2022. Now, I say to you, this should not have been in the papers, really. If Sherma is going to go into someone's house and make minimum wage cleaning a house, she's pulling on ancestral energy, which is slavery. House cleaning for black folk is slave energy. That's slave energy. Now, has she incorporated and had a business and was more organized and knew not to steal and knew just to go in there and do that job without taking the people's property, stealing it, you could say, well, although it's cleaning, there are always exceptions to rules. And although it's cleaning, she's incorporated, she has clients, and she's trustworthy. That's not the case. Sherma is a regular thief, probably came from thieves, probably lives around thieves, probably delivered thieves into the world. But she made it into the newspaper for doing something that came natural to her. And that's the rub. When people do things that are natural, when something comes about in this world and it is a natural occurrence, I don't think they should be punished for it. You cannot punish someone for doing what comes natural to them. Now, how would the Richard James person get her jewelry back? Some has been the consignment thrift store sold some of it already. She's not going to get it all back. But how can she be made whole? You don't know. It was up to her. It was up to her to check who she's letting into her house. It was up to her to have cameras in her house and to check out whoever comes into her house. She didn't. She lost. Richard James, like slavery too, because when you hire someone and pay them, just like throw some money at them for them to clean your house, you cannot even clean up after yourself. You cannot clean up your mess. You need to have someone come in and clean up after you. You like slavery too. Okay, so Sherma Adams, she pulled on ancestral energy. Richard James, she too pulled on ancestral energy, slave energy, and they both got a little fucked up. No one should be going to prison for this little fuckery. It should not. Sherma's face should not be in the newspaper, and she should not be going to prison. Slap her with a fine. Take her fridge, take her stove, take her mattress. Do whatever, sell whatever they need to sell from her home and give back Richard James, which, she doesn't really deserve. But, this is just an exercise of futility, because if you are a slave, no matter how it presents in its natural form, you will die a slave. You're a slave, comes natural to you, you're going to die a slave. Sure, Veronica.